they, them. The sky, it seems, would pour down stinking pitch, but that the sea mounting to the welcome's cheek dashes the fire out. Oh, I have suffered with those I saw suffer. A brave vessel who had no doubt some noble creature in her dashed all to pieces. Oh, the cry did knock against my very heart. Poor souls, they perished. Had I been any god of power, I would have set the sea within the earth, or ere it should the good ships who have swallowed and the rotting souls within her.
Be collected. No more amazement. Tell your piteous heart there's no harm done.
Woe the
no
day!
harm. I have done nothing but in care of thee. Of thee, my dear one. Of thee, my daughter, who art ignorant of what thou art, not knowing of whence I am, nor that I am more better than Prospero, master of a full poor cell, and thy no greater mother.
More to know to never meddle with my thoughts.
'Tis time I should inform thee farther. Lend thy hand and pluck my magic garment from me so. Lie there, my art. Wipe thine eyes, have comfort. The direful spectacle of the wreck which touched the very virtue of compassion in thee, I have with such provision in my art so safely ordered that there is not a soul, no, not so much perdition as a hair beaten to any creature of the vessel which thou heardst cry, which thou sawest sink. Sit down, for thou must now no farther.
You have often begun to tell me what I am, but stopped and left me to a bootless inquisition, concluding, stay, not yet.
The hour's now come. The very minute bids thee ope thine ear, obey, and be attentive. Canst thou remember a time before we came unto this cell? I do not think thou canst, for then thou wast not out 3 years old.
Certainly, ma'am, I can.
By what? By any other house or person? Of any image tell me that hath kept with thy remembrance.
'Tis far off, and rather like a dream than an assurance that my remembrance warrants. Had I not 4 or 5 women once that tended me?
Thou hadst, and more, Miranda. But how is it that this lives in thy mind? What seest thou else in the dark, backward and abysm of time? If thou rememberest aught ere thou camest here, how thou camest here thou mayst.
That I do not.
12 years since, Miranda, 12 years since, thy mother was Duke of Milan and a princess of power.
Ma'am, are not you my mother?
I said thou wast my daughter, and thy mother was Duke of Milan, and thou my only heir. And princess no worse issue.
Oh, the heavens! What foul play had we that we came from thence, or pleasant was it we did?
Both, my girl. By foul play, as thou sayest, were we heaped hence, but blessedly hold hither.
My heart bleeds to think of the team that I have turned you to, which is from my remembrance. Please you farther.
My brother and thy uncle called Antonio, I pray thee mark me, that a brother should be so perfidious, he who next thyself of all the world I loved, and to him put the manage of my state, as at that time through all the signories it was the first, and Prospero, the prime duke, being so reputed in dignity and for the liberal arts, those being all my study, without a parallel, the government I cast upon my brother, thy false uncle. Dost thou attend me?
Ma'am, most heedfully.
I pray thee mark me. I, thus neglecting worldly ends, all dedicated to closeness and the bettering of my mind, with that which but by being so retired or prized all popular rate, in my false brother await an evil nature, and my trust, like a good parent, did beget of him a falsehood in its contrary, as great as my trust was, which had indeed no limits. Confidence stands bound. He, being thus lorded, made such a sinner of his memory, to credit his own might, he did believe he was indeed the Duke out of the substitution, and executing the outward face of royalty with all prerogative. Hence his ambition growing. Dost thou hear?
Your tale, ma'am, would procure
To
deafness.
have no screen between this part he played and him he played it for, he needs will be absolute Milan. And me, poor woman, my library was dukedom large enough. Of temporal royalties he thinks me now incapable. Confederate so dry he was for sway, with the king of Naples to give him annual tribute, do him homage, and subject his crown to his coronet, and bend the dukedom yet unbowed. Alas, poor Milan to most ignoble stooping.
Oh, the heavens!
Mark his condition and the event, then tell me if this might be a brother.
I should sin to think but nobly of my grandmother. Good wombs have borne bad sons.
Now the condition. The king of Naples, being an enemy to me inveterate, hearkens my brother's suit, which was that he, in lieu of the premises of homage, and I know not how much tribute, should presently extirpate me and mine out of the kingdom, and confer the dukedom upon my brother. Whereon a treacherous army levied one midnight fated to the purpose, did Antonio open the gates of Milan, and in the dead of darkness the ministers for the purpose hurried thence me and thy crying self.
Lack for pity. I, not remembering how I cried out then, will cry it o'er again. It is a hint that brings mine eyes to it.
Hear a little further, and then I'll bring thee to the present business which now is upon us, without the which this story were most impertinent.
Wherefore did they not that hour destroy us?
Well demanded. In few, they hurried us aboard a bark, bore us some leagues to sea where they prepared a rotten carcass of a boat, not rigged, nor tackle, sail, nor mast. The very rats instinctively had quit it. There they hoist us, to cry to the sea that roared to us, to sigh to the wind whose pity sighing back again, did us but loving wrong.
Lack, what trouble was I then to you?
Oh, a cherubim, thou wast that didst preserve me. Thou didst smile infused with a fortitude from heaven. When I had decked the sea with drops full salt under my burthen groaned, which raised in me an undergoing stomach to bear up against what should ensue.
How came we ashore?
By providence divine. Some food we had and some fresh water that a noble Neapolitan, Gonzalo, being then appointed master of this design, did give us, with rich garments, linen, stuffs, and necessaries, which since have steaded much. And so of her gentleness, knowing I loved my books, furnished me with volumes from mine own library that I prize above my dukedom.
Would I might but ever see that woman.
Now I arise. Sit still and hear the last of our sea sorrow. Here on this island we arrived, and here have I, thy schoolmaster, made thee more profit than other princesses can that have profaner hours and tutors not so careful.
Oh, heavens, thank you for it. But now, ma'am, for still is beating in my mind your reason for raising this sea storm.
No, thus far forth, by accident most strange, bountiful fortune, now my dear lady hath brought mine enemies to this shore. And by my prescience I find my zenith doth depend upon a most auspicious star, whose influences if now I court not but omit, my fortunes will ever after droop. Here, cease more questions. Thou art inclined to sleep. 'Tis a good dullness, and give it way. I know thou canst not choose. Come away, servant, come. I am ready now. Approach, my Ariel, come.
All hail, great master, great sir, hail! I come to answer thy best pleasure, be it to fly,
To swim, to dive into the fire,
to ride on the curled clouds to thy strong bidding task, Ariel and all his quality.
Hast thou performed to point the tempest that I bade thee?
To every article. I boarded the king's ship, now in the beak, now in the waist of the deck. In every cabin I flamed amazement. Sometimes
I divide and burn in many places, on the topmast, the yard, the bowsprit I flamed, distinctly then meet and join. Jove's lightnings, the precursors, the dreadful thunderclaps, more momentary in sight and running were not.
My brave spirit, who was so firm, so constant that this coil could not infect his reason?
not a soul but felt a fever of the mad and played some tricks of desperation. All but mariners plunged in the foaming brine and quit the vessel. Then all afire with me. The king's son Ferdinand, then with hair upstaring like reeds, not hair, was the first man that jumped, cried, "Hell is empty and all the devils are here!"
Why, that's my spirit. But was this not nigh shore?
Close by, my master.
But are they, Ariel, safe?
Not a hair perished. On their sustaining garments, not a blemish or fresher than before. And as thou badest me in troops, I have dispersed them about the isle. The king's son, I landed by himself, cooling in the air with sighs in an odd angle of the isle, sitting with his arms in a sad knot.
Of the king's ship and the mariners, say how thou hast disposed, and the rest of the fleet.
Safely in harbor is the king's ship in the deep nook. There she's hid.
The mariners all under hatches stowed, who with a charm joined to their suffered labor I have left asleep. As for the rest of the fleet, they are met again, and on the Mediterranean afloat, bound sadly home for Naples, supposing they saw the king's ship wrecked, his great person perish.
Ariel, my charge exactly is performed, but there's more work. What is the time of the day?
Past the mid-season.
At least 2 glasses. The time 'twixt 6 and now must by us both be spent most preciously.
Is there more toil? Since thou dost give me pains, let me remember thee what thou hast promised.
And has not yet performed me.
How now? Moody, what is thou canst demand?
My liberty.
Before the time be out, no more.
I prithee, remember I have done thee worthy service, told thee no lies, made no mistaking, served without a grudge or grumbling.
Thou didst promise to bait me a full year.
Hast thou forgot from what a torment I did free thee?
No.
Thou dost, and thinkest it much to tread the ooze of the salt deep, to run upon the sharp winds of the north and do me business in the veins of the earth when it is baked with frost.
I do not, ma'am.
Thou liest, malignant thing! Hast thou forgot the foul witch Sycorax, who with age and envy was grown into a hoop? Hast thou forgot her?
No.
Thou hast. Where was she born? Speak. Tell me.
In Algiers.
Oh, was she so? I must once in a month recount what thou hast been, which thou forgettest. This damned witch Sycorax, for mischiefs manifold and sorceries terrible to enter human hearing, from Algiers, as thou knowest, was banished. For one thing she did, they would not take her life. Is not this true?
Yes, ma'am.
This blue-eyed hag was hither brought with child, and here was left by the sailors. Thou, my slave, as thou reportest thyself, was then her servant, and for being a spirit too delicate to act her earthly and abhorred commands, refusing her grand hest, she did confine thee. By help of her more potent ministers, and in her most unmitigable rage, into a cloven pine, within which rift thou didst painfully remain 12 years, within which space she died, and left thee there. Where thy groans did vent as fast as mill wheel strike, then was this island, save for the sun that she did litter here, a freckle-whelp hag born, not honored with a human shape.
Yes. Caliban, her son.
Dull thing, I say so. He, that's Caliban, whom now I keep in service. Thou best knowest from what a torment I did find thee. Thy groans did make wolves howl and penetrate the breasts of ever-angry bears. It was a torment to lay upon the damned that Sycorax could not undo. It was mine art when I arrived and heard thee that made gape the pine and let thee out.
I thank thee, master.
If thou more murmurest, I will rend an oak and peg thee in his knotty entrails till thou hast howled away 12 winters.
Pardon, master. I will be correspondent to command to do my spirit in jet.
Do so. And after 2 days I shall discharge thee.
That's my noble master. What shall I do? Say what? What shall I do?
Go make thyself like a nymph of the sea. Be subject to no sight but thine and mine, invisible to every eyeball else. Go take this shape and hither come in it. Go, hence with diligence. Awake, dear heart, awake. Thou hast slept well, awake.
The strangeness of your story, but heaviness in me.
Come on, shake it off. We'll visit Caliban, my slave, who never yields us kind answer.
The villain, ma'am, I do not love to look
But
on.
as it is, we cannot miss him. He does make our fire, fetch in our wood, and serves in offices that profit us. What ho, slave Caliban, what art thou speak?
There's wood enough within.
Come forth, I say, there's other business for thee.
As wicked dew as ere my mother brushed with raven's feather from unwholesome, then drop on ye. A southwest wind blow on ye and blister ye all over.
For this be sure tonight thou shalt have cramps, side stitches that shall pen thy breath up. Urchins shall for that vast of night that they may work all exercise on thee. Thou shalt be pinched as thick as honeycomb, each pinch more stinging than bees that made 'em.
I must eat my dinner. This island's mine, by Sycorax my mother, which thou takest from me. When thou camest first, thou strokest me and made much of me. Would give me water with berries in it, and teach me how to name the greater light and how the less that burn by day and night. And then I loved thee, and showed thee all the qualities of the isle, the fresh springs, brine pits, barren place, and fertile. Cursed be that I did so. All the charms of Sycorax, toads, beetles, bats, light on ye, for I am all the subjects that you have, which which was first mine own king. And here you stymie in this hard rock while you do keep me from the rest of the island.
Thou liest, malignant slave, whose stripes may move not kindness. I have used thee, filth as thou art, with human care, and lodged thee in mine own cell till thou didst seek to violate the honor of my child.
Oh, would it have been done? Thou didst prevent me. I peopled else this isle with Caliban.
Abhorrent slave! Which any parent of goodness will not take, being capable of all ill. I pitied thee, took pains to make thee speak, taught thee each hour one thing or another, but thou didst not, savage, know thine own meaning, but wouldst gabble like a thing most brutish. I endowed thy purposes with words that made them known. But thy vile race had that in it which good natures could not abide to be with. Therefore wast thou deservedly confined unto this rock, who had deserved more than a prison.
You taught me your language, and my profit on it is I know how to curse. The Reds I bid you for learning me your language.
Pass ye hence! Fetch us in fuel and be quick. Thou art best to answer other business. Shruggest thou, Malice? If thou neglectest or dost unwillingly what I command, I'll rack thee with cramps, fill thy bones with aches, make thee roar, that beasts shall tremble at thy din.
No. Pray thee. I must obey. Her art is of such power would control my damned god Setibus and make a vassal of him.
So, slave. Hence!
Those are pearls that were his eye. Nothing of him that doth fade, but doth suffer a sea change into something rich and strange. Seen him sourly ring his knell. Hark now, I hear them ding dong bell.
Where should this music be? In the air or the earth? Sitting upon a bank, weeping again the king my father's wreck, this music crept upon me by the waters, allaying both their fury and my passion with its sweet air. Thence I have followed it, or it hath drawn me, rather. It sounds no more. The ditty doth remember my drowned father. This is no mortal business, nor no sound that the earth owes. I hear it now above me.
The fringed curtains of thine eyes advance, and say what thou seest yon.
What is it? A spirit? Oh, how it looks about! Believe me, ma'am, it carries a brave form, but 'tis a spirit.
No, wench. It eats and sleeps, and hath such senses as we have such. This gallant which thou seest was in the wreck, and but he's something stained with grief, that's beauty's canker. Thou mightst call him a goodly person. He hath lost his fellows and strays about to find him.
I call him a thing divine, for nothing natural I ever saw so noble.
It goes on, I see, as my soul prompts it. Spirit, fine spirit, I'll set thee free for this.
Most sure. The goddess on whom these airs attend. Oh, vouchsafe my prayer may know if you remain upon this island, or if you may some good instruction give, how I may bear me here. My prime request, which I do last pronounce, is, oh, you wonder if you be made or no.
Well, no wonder, sir, but certainly a maid.
My language, heavens! I am the best of them that speaks this speech. Were I but where 'tis spoken.
How? The best? What word thou if the King of Naples heard thee?
A single thing, as I am now, that wonders to hear thee speak of Naples. He does hear me, and that he does, I weep. Myself of Naples, who with mine eyes, never since it ebb, beheld the king my father wrecked.
Alack for mercy!
Yes, and all his lords besides, the Duke of Milan and his brave son being twain.
The Duke of Milan and her more braver daughter could control thee if not were fit to do it. At first sight they have changed eyes. My delicate Ariel, I'll set thee free for this. A word, good sir. I fear you have done yourself some wrong. A word.
Why speaks my mother so ungently? This is the second man that e'er I saw. The first that e'er I sighed for, begging with my mother to be inclined my way.
Oh, if the Virgin and your affection knock on forth, I'll make you the Queen of Naples.
Soft, sir. A word more. They are both in either's powers, but this swift business must be uneasy made, lest too light winning make the prize light. One word more I charge thee that thou attendst me. Thou dost here usurp the name thou owest not, and hast put thyself upon this island as a spy, to win it from me, the lady on it.
No, as I am a man.
Well, there's nothing ill can dwell in such a temple. If the ill spirits have so fair a house, good things will strive to dwell within it.
Speak not you for him, he is a traitor. Come, I'll manacle thy feet and neck together. Sea water shalt thou drink. Thy food shall be the fresh brooked mussels and withered husk and root wherein the acorn cradled. Come, follow.
No! I will resist such entertainment until mine enemy has more power!
Oh, mother, make not too rash a trial of him, for he's gentle and not fearful.
What? I say my foot, my tutor. Put thy sword up, traitor, that makest a show and darest not strike. Thy conscience is so possessed with guilt, come from thy ward, that I can here disarm thee with this stick, and make thy weapon drop.
Beseech you, mother.
And hang not on my garment.
Man, have pity, all be his surety.
Silence! One word more shall make me hate thee, if not chide thee. What? An advocate for an impostor? Hush! Thou thinkest there is no more such shapes as he, having seen but him and Caliban. To the most of men he is a Caliban, and they to him are angels.
My affections are then most humble. I have no ambition to see a goodlier man.
Come on, thy nerves are in their infancy again and have no vigor in them.
So they are. My senses, as in a dream, are all bound up. My father's loss, the weakness which I feel, the wreck of all my friends, nor this woman's threats, to whom I have subdued, are but light to me. If I may through my prison once a day behold this maid, all corners also the earth let liberty make use of, space enough have I in such a prison.
It works. Thou hast done well, fine Ariel. Hark what thou else shalt do me.
Be of comfort, sir. My mother's of a better nature than she appears by speech. This is unwonted, which now came from her.
Thou shalt be free as mountain winds, but then exactly to all points of my command. To the syllable. Come, follow. Speak not you for him.
Beseech you, sir, be merry. Your cause will be all joy, for our escape is much beyond our loss, or even most common. Every day some sailor's wife, the masters of some merchant, and the merchant face just our dream of woe, but for the miracle, I mean our preservation, few in millions can speak like us, and I see, good sir, we're sore with their comforts.
Prithee, peace.
Oh, he receives comfort like cold porridge.
Visitor will not give him more so.
Oh, look, she's winding up the watch on her way to buy and buy a strike.
Sir,
One, tell.
when every grief that's offered is entertained, comes to the entertainer.
$1.
The Lord comes to redeem. You've spoken truth and you've purpose.
You've taken it wiselier than I meant you should.
Therefore, my
But a
father,
spendthrift is she of her tongue. Prithee, no more.
oh, I have them, but
Oh,
yet.
she will be talking.
Which of sheer Adrian for a good wager for sweetness to
The
trow.
old cock.
The cockerel,
The done, the wager.
a laughter.
Oh, match.
Though this island seemed to be desert,
So you're paid.
uninhabitable and almost inaccessible,
Yet.
Yet he could not miss it.
It must needs be of subtle, tender, and delicate temperance.
Temperance was a delicate wench.
Aye, and as subtle as he most learnedly delivered.
The air breathes upon us here most sweetly.
As if it had lungs and rotten
Or as
ones.
if it were perfumed by a fen.
Here's everything advantageous to life.
True say means to live.
Of that there's none, nor little.
Lush and lusty the grass looks so green.
The ground indeed is tawny.
With an eye of green in it.
He misses not much.
No, she doth but mistake the truth totally.
The rarity of it, which is indeed almost beyond credit.
As many vouched rarities are.
But our garments being, as they were, drenched in the sea, all notwithstanding their freshness and new glosses. Being rather new dyed than stayed in salt water.
If but one of her pockets could speak, would it not say she lies?
I am very falsely pocket of her report.
Methinks our garments are no so fresh as when we put them on first in Africa at the marriage of the king's fair daughter Claire to the king of Jewels.
Oh, it was a sweet marriage, and we prosper so well in our return.
What impossible matter will they make easy next?
I think she will carry this island home in her pocket and give it to her son for an apple.
Then sowing the kernels of it in the sea bring forth more islands.
Aye.
Well, in good time.
Sir, we were talking that our garments seem now as fresh as when we put them on first in Africa. If the marriage of your daughter is now queen, is not Sir my doublet as fresh as the first day of words? I mean in a sword?
That sword was well fished for.
When our words of your daughter's marriage?
You cram these words into my ears against the stomach of my sense. Would I had never married my daughter there, for coming thence, my son is lost, and in my rage she too, who is so far from illy removed, I never again shall see her. Oh, thou mine heir of Naples and of Milan, what strange fish hath made his meal on thee?
Sir, he may live. I saw him beat the surges under him and ride upon their backs. He trod the water whose enmity he flung aside, and breasted the surge most soul that met him. His bold head above the contentious waves he kept, and oared himself with his good arm and lusty stroke to the shore, which o'er his wave-worn face was proud, and stooping to relieve him, I now doubt he came alive to land.
No. He's gone.
Sir, you may thank yourself for this great loss that would not bless our Europe with your daughter, but rather lose her to an unknown land, where at least she is banished from your eye, which has cause to the grief on it.
I prithee no more.
You were kneels to and importuned otherwise by all of us, and the fair soul herself. Weighed between loneliness and obedience, at which end of the beam should bow. We have lost your son, I fear, forever. Milan and Naples have more widows in them of this business-making than we bring men to comfort them. The fault's your own.
So is the dearest of the lost.
My lord Sebastian, the truth you seek, the lots of gentleness, and time to speak it in. You rub the sore when you should bring the plaster.
Very well.
And most originally.
Foul weather is all concerned when you are cloudy.
Foul weather!
Yes, very foul.
Had I plantation of Gale, my lord?
Sowed with nettle seed?
Oh, Dr. Mallows.
Were the king on, what would I do?
Escape being drunk for want of wine.
In the Commonwealth by countries would execute all things, for no kind of traffic would I admit, no name of magistrate, letters should not be known, riches, poverty, and use of service none, contract, succession, born, bound of land, till vineyard, none, no use of metal or corn or wine or oil, no occupation, all men idle, all and women to it, innocent and pure, no sovereignty.
Yet she would be king on
The
it.
latter end of her commonwealth forgets the beginning.
What things in common nature should produce without sweat or endeavor? Treason, felony, sword, pike, knife, gun, or need of any engine would I not have, but nature should bring forth of its own kind all voice and all abundance to feed my innocent people.
What? No marrying among our subjects.
No, all idle whores and knaves.
I would with such perfection govern, sir, to excel the golden age.
God save her majesty.
Long live Gonzalo.
Do you mark me, sir?
I prithee no more. Thou talkest nothing to me.
I do well believe you did it to minster occasions these gentlemen are such sensible and nimble lungs, they always used to laugh at nothing.
'Twas you we laughed at.
When this pen of merry fooling and nothing to use, you may continue, laugh at nothing still.
Nay, good my lord, be not angry.
No, I warned you I won't venture my discretion so weakly. Will you let me sleep, for I am very heavy.
Oh, go sleep and hear us. What? All so soon asleep? I wish mine eyes would with themselves shut up my thoughts. I find they are inclined to do so.
Please you, sir, do not omit the heavy offer of it. It seldom visits sorrow, and when it doth, it is a comforter.
We will guard your person while you rest, and watch your safety. Thank you. Wondrous heavy.
What a strange drowsiness possesses them.
It is the quality of the climate.
Why doth it not then our island sink? I find not myself disposed to sleep.
Nor I. My spirits are nimble. Fell together as by consent they dropped. As by a thunderstroke. What might, worthy Sebastian? Oh, what might. No one. And yet, methinks I see it in thy face. What thou couldst be, the occasion speaks thee, and my strong imagination sees a crown dropping on thy head.
Art thou waking?
Do not hear me speak?
I do, and surely it is a sleepy language, and thou speakest out of thy sleep. What is it thou didst say? This is a strange repose, to be asleep with eyes wide open, standing, speaking, moving, and yet so fast asleep.
Noble Sebastian, thou let's thy fortune sleep. Die rather. Wings while thou art waking.
Thou dost snore distinctly. There's meaning in thy snores.
I am more serious than my custom. You must be so to heed me, which to do trebles the oar.
Well, I'm standing water.
I'll teach you how to flow.
Do so. To ebb. Hereditary sloth instructs me.
Oh, if you but knew how you the purpose cherish while thus you mock it, how in stripping it you more infest it. Ebbing men indeed most often do so near the bottom run, by their own hereditary fear or sloth.
Prithee, say on. The setting of an eye and cheek do proclaim a matter from thee, and a birth indeed which doeth thee much to yield.
Thus, although this lord of weak remembrance, this who shall be of his little memory when he is earth, hath here almost persuaded, for he is a spirit of persuasion, only professes to persuade the king his sons alive. Oh, 'tis as impossible that he is undrowned, as he that sleeps here swims.
I have no hope that he's undrowned.
Well, out of that no hope would high hope have you. No hope that way is in another way so high a hope that even ambition cannot pierce a wing beyond, but doubt discovery there. Will you grant me that Ferdinand is drowned?
He's gone.
Then tell me, who is the next heir of Naples?
Clarabelle.
She that is queen of Tunis? She that dwells 10 leagues beyond men's life? She that from Naples can have no note unless the sun were post the men the moon's too slow, till newborn chins be rough and razorable? She that from whom we were all sea swallowed, but others cast again, and by that destiny to perform a fate whereof what's past is prologue, what's to come in yours and my discharge.
What stuff is this? How say you? 'Tis true my brother's daughter's queen of Tunis, so is she heir of Naples, twisted reasons. There is some space.
A space whose every cubit seems to cry out, how shall that Clarabelle measure us back to Naples? Keep in Tunis and let Sebastian wake. Say this were death that now hath seized them. Why,
They are no better than they are now. There be those that can rule Naples as well as he that sleeps, lords that can prate as amply and unnecessarily as that Gonzalo. I myself could make a chop of his deeper chat. Oh, that you bore the mind that I do. What a sleep this would be for your advancement. Do you understand me?
Methinks I do.
Well, then tell me, how does your understanding render your own good fortune?
I remember you did supplant your brother, Prospero.
True! And look how well my garments sit upon me. Much feeder than before, and my brother's servants were than my fellows. Now they are my men.
But for your conscience.
I realize that. If 'twere a kite, 'twould put me in my slipper, but I feel not that deity in my bosom. 20 consciences that stand twixt me and Naples, can't eat be they, and melt ere they molest. Here lies your brother. No better than the earth he lies upon, if he were that which now he's like that dead. Whom I, with this obedient steel, 3 inches of it, can lay forever, whiles you doing thus to the perpetual wing, for I might put this ancient morsel, this Sir Prudence, who must not upbraid our course. As for the rest, they'll take suggestion as a they'll tell the clock to any business we say befits the hour.
Thy case, dear friend, shall be my precedent, as thou gost Milan, I'll come by Naples. Draw thy sword. One stroke shall free thee from the tribute that thou payest, and I, the king, shall love thee.
Draw together, and when I rear my end, the like to fall it on Gonzalo! My master by your art foresees the danger that you, the friend, are in. Thus sends me forth, for else her project dies.
While you here do snoring lie, open-eyed conspiracy its time doth take. If of life you keep a care, shake off slumber and beware. Awake, awake.
Let us both be sudden.
Now can angels preserve the king!
Why, how now? Why are you drawn? Wherefore this ghastly looking?
Oh, whilst we stood here, securing your repose, why, even now we heard a hollow burst of bellowing, like a herd of bulls? Or rather, lions! Did not wake you, but struck my ear most terribly.
I heard nothing. 'Twas a din to fright a monster's ear.
To start an earthquake, it was the roar of a whole herd of lions.
Oh my lord, sir, I heard humming, and that's a strange one too.
Good.
She do sir. There was a noise, that's right. Let's give you one guard, then we quit this place. Let's draw our weapons.
Let's make further search for my dead son.
All the infections the sun sucks up, from bogs, fens, flats, on Prosper fall, and make her by inch meal a disease. Her spirits hear me, and yet I needs must curse. Will there no pinch? Fright me with urchin shows, pitch me in the mire, nor leave me like a firebrand in the dark out of my way, unless she bids. Yet for every trifle they are set upon me, sometimes like apes that mow and chatter at me, and sometimes like hedgehogs, which lie tumbling in my barefoot way to mount their pricks at my footfall. Sometimes I'm all womb, with adders with cloven tongues do hiss me into madness. Lo now, lo, here comes a spirit of hers, and to torment me for bringing my wood in slowly. I fell all flat, perchance you will not mind me.
Oh, here is neither bush nor shrub to bear off any weather at all. And another storm brewing, I hear it sing in the wind. Not the same black cloud, yet a huge one. Looks like a foul bombard that would shed his liquor. Were it to thunder as it did before, I know not where to hide my head. Yon same cloud cannot choose but fall by pale fools. What have we here? Oh. A man or a fish? Dead or alive? Fish. He smells like a fish, a very ancient and fish-like smell. Oh, a kind of not of the moose poor John, a very strange fish. Oh, were I in England as once I was, there would this beast make a man, any strange beast there makes a man. Oh. Legged like a man and his fins like arms. Born on my troth, I do now let loose my opinion, hold it no longer. This is no fish, but an islander who had lately suffered a thunderstroke. Alas, the storm has come again. Oh, my best way is to creep under his gabardine. There is no shelters hereabouts. Misery acquaints a man with strange bedfellows. I will fear shrouds with the strength of the stormy past. I will no more to see. Here shall I die. Spare me too to sing in the mass. Well, here's my comfort. The master, the father, the boatswain, and I, the gunner and his mate, loved them all, made Marian and Marjorie. But none of us cared for Kate, for she had a tongue with a tang, would cry to a sailor, go hang! She loved not the sailroom tar nor a pitch, yet a tailor might scratch her where she did it. Fish to sea, boys, and let her go hang! This is a scurvy tune, too. Well, here's my comfort.
Do not torment me!
What's the matter? Have we devils here? Do you learn tricks upon with savages and men's of Ind? Ah, if I had not escaped drowning now, it'd be afeard of your 4 legs. For it hath been said, as proper as ever a man on 4 legs could not make him give ground, and it shall be said so again. Whilst devil knows me, that's not true.
The Siri torments me!
Some monster of the isle with 4 legs who hath got, as I take it, an HQ. Why the devil should he learn our language? I will give him some relief, if it be but for that. If I can recover him, and keep him tame and get to Naples with him, he's a gift for any emperor that ever trod on neat's leather.
Do not torment me, I pity. I'll bring my wood home faster.
It is fit now and does not talk after the wisest. He shall taste up my bottle. If I can recover him and keep him tame, I will not take too much for him. He shall pay for him that hath him and that soundly.
Thou dost me get a little hurt. Thou wilt anon, I know it by thy trembling. Now prosper works upon thee.
Come on your ways, open your mouth. This is that which will give language to you, cat. Open your mouth, this will shake your shaking. I can tell you in that soundly, you cannot tell who is your friend. Open your chops again.
I should know that voice. Who it should be. But he is drowned and these are devils. Oh, defend me.
4 legs and 2 voices, a most delicate monster. Oh, his forward voice now is to speak well of his friend, and his backward voice is to utter
Foul! Speeches to detract. If all the wine in my bottle will recover him, I will help his ague. Come on, then. I will pour some in my other mouth. Call me? Oh, mercy! Mercy, this is a devil and no monster. I believe him. I have no long spoon.
Stefano, if thou beest Stefano, touch me and speak to me, for I am Trinculo. Be not afeard, thy good friend Trinculo.
Thou beast Trinculo, come forth. I will pull thee by the lesser legs. If any be Trinculo's legs, these are they. Thou art very Trinculo indeed. How camest thou to be the siege of this moon calf? Can you vend Trinculos?
I took him to be killed by a thunderstroke. And art thou not drowned, Stefano? I hope now thou art not drowned. As the storm overblown, I had me into this bedroom house gabardine for fear of the storm. And art thou living, Stefano? Stefano, to him all tis okay.
Really, do not turn me about. My stomach is not constant.
These be fine things, and if they be not sprites, that's a brave god and their celestial liquor. I will kneel to him.
Here, tell me how thou escapest. How camest thou hither? I escaped upon a butt of sack, which the sailors heaved overboard. By this bottle, which I made of a bark of a tree with mine own hands, since I was cast ashore.
I swear upon thy bottle to be thy true subject, for the liquor is not earthly.
Here, swear then how thou escapest.
So ashore, man, like a duck, I can swim like a duck, I'll be sore.
Here, kiss the book, though thou canst swim like a duck, thou art made like a goose.
Oh, Stefano, hast any more of this?
But, man, my wine is in rock by the sea where my cellar is hid. How now, moon calf, how dost thine ague?
Hast thou not dropped from heaven?
Out of the moon, I do assure thee, I was the man of the moon when time was.
I have seen thee in her, and I do adore thee.
Come then, swear to that, kiss the book. Virgin or not, the new contents swear.
By this good life, this is a very shallow monster, a very weak monster. I fear of him, a man in the moon, a most poor, credulous monster. A well-drawn monster, in good sooth.
I will show thee every fertile inch of the island, and I will kiss thy foot. I prithee be my god.
Oh, by this life, this is a most perfidious, drunken monster. When God's asleep, he'll rob his bottle.
I'll kiss thy foot, I swear myself thy subject.
Come then down and swear.
I shall laugh myself to death at this puppy-headed monster. A scurvy monster, divided by her to beat him.
Come kiss.
Abominable monster!
I will show thee the best springs. I'll pluck thee berries, I'll fish for thee, I'll get thee wood enough. A plague upon the tyrant that I serve. I'll bear her no more sticks, but serve thee, thou wondrous man.
Ah, a most ridiculous monster to make a wonderful poor drunk.
I prithee, let me show thee where crabs grow, instruct thee how to snare the nimble marmoset, and sometimes I'll get the young scamels from the rock. Wilt thou go with me?
Really lead the way without any more talking. Trinculo, the king and all our company else being drowned, we shall inherit here. Here, bear my bottle, fellow Trinculo, we'll fill him by and by again.
Farewell, master, farewell.
Howling monster, drunken monster.
No more dams, I'll make the scrape trench door, wash dish, Ferdinand and Caliban. Has a new master, get a new man. Freedom! High day! Freedom!
There be some sports are painful and their labor delight in them sets off. Some kinds of baseness are nobly undergone and most poor matters point to rich ends. This, my mean task, would be as heavy to me as odious, but the mistress which I serve quickens what's dead and makes my labors pleasures. Oh, she is 10 times more gentle than her mother's, crabbed, and she's composed of harshness. I must remove some thousands of these logs and pile them up upon a sore injunction. My sweet mistress weeps when she sees me work and says,
Such baseness never had like executor. I forget, but these sweet thoughts do even refresh my labors. Most busy last when I do it.
Alas, now, pray you work not so hard. I would the lightning had burnt up these logs that you were enjoined to pile. Pray, set it down and rest you. When this spurns, will weep for having wearied you. Oh, my mother is hard at study. Pray now rest yourself. She's safe for these 3 hours.
Oh, no, most dear mistress, the sun will set before I shall discharge what I must strive to do.
If you will sit down, I'll bear your logs the while. Pray, give me that. I'll carry it to the pile.
No, precious creature, I'd rather crack my sinews, break my back, than you should such dishonor undergo while I sit lazy by.
It become me as well as it does you, and I should do it with much more ease. For my goodwill is to it, and yours is against.
For words now are infected.
You look warily.
No, my noble mistress, 'tis fresh morning with me when you are by at night. I beseech you, chiefly that I may set it in my prayers. What is your name?
Miranda. Oh, mother, I broke your rest to say so.
If I am Miranda, indeed the top of admiration, worth what's dearest in the world. A full many a lady have I eyed with best regard, and many a time the harmony of their tongues hath into bondage brought my too diligent ear. For several reasons have I liked several women. None with so full soul, but some defect in her did quarrel with the noblest grace she owed and put it to the foil. But you, oh you, so perfect and so peerless, are created of every creature's best.
I do not know one of my sex. No woman's face remember, save from my glass, mine own. Nor have I seen more than I may call men than you, good friend. How features are abroad, I am skilless of. But by my modesty, the jewel in my tower, I would not wish any companion in the world but you. Nor can imagination form a shape besides yourself to like of. But I prattle something too wildly, and my mother's precepts I dare do forget.
I am, in my condition, a prince, Miranda. I do think a king. I would it were not so. And would no more endure this wooden slavery than to suffer the flesh fly blow my mouth. Hear my soul speak. The very instant that I saw you did my heart fly to your service. There resides to make me slave to it. And it is for your sake I am this patient logman.
Do you love me?
Oh, heaven, oh, earth, bear witness to this sound and crown what I profess with kind event if I speak true. If hollowly invert what best is bow to me to mischief, I, beyond all limit of all else in the world, do love, prize, and honor you. water, not a drop before. Therefore, bear up in boredom, servant monster. Drink to me.
Servant monster, the folly of this island. They say there are but 5 upon this isle, and we are 3 of the other to be grand like steak totters.
Drink, servant monster, when I bid thee, thy eyes are almost set in thy head.
Where should they be set else? You were a brave monster indeed if they were set in his tail.
My man monster hath drowned his tongue in sack. How now, mooncalf? Speak once in thy life, thou beest a good mooncalf.
How dost thy honor? Let me lick thy shoe. I'll not serve him. He's not valiant.
Thou youngest, most ignorant monster. I am a constable. Has there ever been a man, a coward, that hath drank so much sack as I today? Thou liest, but being half a fish and half a monster.
Lo, how he mocks me. Wilt thou let him, my lord?
Lord, cloaky little monster, such a natural.
Lo, again, bite him to death, I prithee.
Trinculo, keep a good talk in thy head. If we prove a mutineer, the next tree. The poor monster's my subject and shall not suffer indignity.
Thank my good lord. Wilt thou be pleased to hearken once again the suit I make to thee?
Marry, will I kneel and repeat it? I will stand, and so shall Trinculo.
As I told thee, I am subject to a tyrant, a sorcerer who by her cunning hath cheated me of the island.
Thou liest.
Thou liest, thou jesting monkey, thou. I would my valiant master destroy thee. I do not lie.
Trinculo, trouble him any further in his tail, and by this hand I will supplant some of your teeth.
Why, I said nothing.
Then, and no more. Proceed.
As I told thee before, by sorcery she got this isle. From me she got it. If thou wilt revenge and honor, for I know thou darest, yet this thing dare not.
That's most certain.
Thou shalt be lord of it, and I shall serve thee.
How now shall this be compassed? Canst thou bring me to the party?
Yeah, my lord. I'll yield her thee asleep where thou mayest knock a nail into her head.
Thou liest, thou canst not.
Thou scurvy patch, I do beseech thy greatness. Give him blows and take his bottle from him, for when that's gone, he'll drink naught but brine, for I'll not show him where the quick freshes are.
Trinculo, interrupt him one word further, and by this hand I'll turn my mercy out of doors and make a stock fish of thee.
Oh, why, I said nothing. I'll stand further off.
Didst thou not say he lied?
Thou liest.
Do I so? Take thou that. So like this, give me the lie another time.
I did not give the lie. Out on your wits and bearings to a pox on your bum. Parade on you monsters. Devil take your fingers.
Now proceed with your tale. Prithee, stand farther off.
Beat him enough, and after a little time, I'll beat him too.
Stand farther off. Come, proceed.
As I told thee, 'tis her custom in the afternoon to sleep. There thou mayst brain her, having first seized her books, or with a log batter her skull, or potch her with a stake, or cut her weasand with thy knife. But first burn her books, for without them she is but a sot as I am, nor hath one spirit to command, for they all do hate her as rootedly as I. Burn but her books. And that most deeply to consider is the beauty of her daughter, whom she herself calls a non-terror.
It's so brave a lass.
Aye, my lord, she will become thy bed, I warrant, and bring thee forth brave brood.
Monster, I will kill Prosper. Her daughter and I shall be king and queen, save our graces. And Trinculo and thyself shall be viceroys. Dost thou like the plot, Trinculo?
Excellent!
Within this half hour will she be asleep. Wilt thou destroy her then?
Aye, on mine honor.
This I will tell my master.
Thou makest me merry. I am full of pleasure. Let us be jocund. Will you troll the catch you taught me about Wallaire?
Aye, at thy request, monster, I will do reason, any reason. Come, Trinculo, let us sing. Flout and scout and scout
That's not the tune.
What
thou afeard?
No, monster, not I.
Be not afeard. This island is full of noises, sounds and sweet airs that give delight and hurt not. Sometimes 1,000 twanging instruments would hum about my ears. Sometimes voices that if I then had waked after long sleep would make me sleep again. And then in dreaming the clouds methought would open and show riches ready to drop upon me. That when I waked I cried to dream again.
This will prove a brave kingdom for me, where I shall have my music for nothing.
When Prospero is destroyed.
That will be by and by. I remember the story.
Oh, the sound is going away. Let's follow and after do our work.
Lead the way, monster.
And what I can see this chamber.
He lays it on.
Oh, Stefano.
Fire locket, sir. I can go no further because the maids try to keep their forthrights and meanders. Find your patience. I needs must rest me.
Oh Lord, I cannot blame thee. Who am myself, attached with weariness to the dulling of my spirits. Sit down and rest. Even here I will put off my hope and keep it no longer for my flatterer. He is drowned whom thus we stray to find, and the sea mocks our frustrate search on land. Well, let him go.
I'm right glad that they're so out of hope. Do not for one repulse forgo the purpose that you resolved to effect.
The next advantage you will take most thoroughly.
Let it be tonight. Now they are oppressed with travel, they will not nor cannot use such vigilance as when they are fresh.
Tonight, I say,
What harmony is this? My good friend's harp. Well, a sweet music. Give us kind keepers, heavens. What were these?
the drollery. Now I will believe that there are unicorns, that in Arabia there is one tree, the phoenix throne, one phoenix at this hour reigning there.
I'll believe both, and whatever else does want credit. Travelers ne'er did lie, though fools at home condemn them.
In Naples, I should report this now. They will beat me if I should say I saw such people on the island. Sirs, these are islanders who, though their monsters shake and note, their manners are more gentle kind than of our human generation you shall find. Many nay, almost any.
Thou hast said well, honest lady, for some of you there present are worse than devils.
I cannot too much muse. Such shapes, such gesture, and such sound. Expressing, although they want the use of tongue, a kind of excellent dumb discourse.
Praise in departing.
Rather strange.
No matter, for they have left their viands behind, for we have stomachs. Will please you taste of what is here?
Not I.
Faith, sir, need not be.
I will stand to and feast, although my last. No matter, since I fear the best is past. Brother, my lord the duke, stand to and do as we.
You are three men of sin, whom destiny, that hath to instrument this lower world and what is in it, the never surfeited sea, hath caused to belch up. You here on this island, where man doth not inhabit. You, mongst men, being most unfit to live, I have made you mad. And even with such like valor men hang and drown their proper selves.
You fools! I and my fellows are ministers of fates. The elements of whom your swords are tempered may as well wound the loud winds, or with be mocked at stabs, kill the still closing waters, than diminish one dowel that is in my plume. My fellow ministers are like invulnerable. But remember, for that's my business to you, that you three from Milan, who did supplant good Prospero, exposed unto the sea which hath requited her and her innocent child, the power Peace.
Lingering perdition. Worse than death. Can be at once. Shall step by step attend you and your ways, whose wraths to guard you from, which here, on this most desolate isle, else falls upon your heads, is nothing but hard sorrow and clear life ensuing.
Bravely the figure of this harpy hast thou performed, my Ariel. A grace it had devouring. Of my instruction hadst thou nothing bated in what thou hadst to say. So, with good life and observation strange, my meaner ministers their several kinds have done. My high charms work, and these, mine enemies, are all knit up in their distractions. They now are in my power. And in these fits I leave them, whilst I visit young Ferdinand, whom they suppose is drowned. Isn't my love, darling?
In the name of something holy, sir, why send him this strange stare?
Oh, it is monstrous, monstrous. Methought the billows spoke and told me of the winds did sing it to me, and the thunder, that deep, dreadful organ pipe, pronounced the name of Prospero. It did base my trespass. Therefore, my son, i' the ooze, is bedded, and I'll seek him deeper than e'er plummet sounded, and with him there lie mudded.
But one fiend at a time will fight their legions on!
Be thy second.
Their great guild like poison begins to bite the spirits. I will follow them swiftly and hinder them from what this ecstasy may now provoke them to.
If I have too austerely punished you, your compensation makes amends. For I have given you here a third of mine own life, of that for which I live, and who once again I tender to thy hand. All thy vexations were but mine trials of thy love, and thou hast strongly stood the test here. Afore heaven I ratify this, my rich gift. O Ferdinand, do not smile that I may boast her off, and thou shalt find she will outstrip all praise and make it halt behind her.
I do believe it against an oracle.
Then is my gift and thine own acquisition worthily purchased. Take my daughter, but if thou dost break her virgin knot, before all sanctimonious ceremonies may with full and holy rite be ministered, no sweet aspersion shall the heavens let fall to make this contract grow, but barren hate, sour eye disdain, and discord shall bestrew the union of your bed with weeds so loathly that you shall hate it both. Therefore, take heed, as Hymen's life shall like you.
Oh, as I do hope for quiet days, fair issue, and long life, with such love as 'tis now, the murkiest and the most opportune place, the strongest suggestion our worser genius can, shall never melt mine honor into lust, to take away the edge of that day's celebration.
Fairly spoke. Sit then and talk with her, she is thine own. What Ariel, my industrious servant Ariel?
What would my potent master? Here I am.
Thou and thy meaner fellows, your last task was worthily performed, and I must use you in such another trick. Go bring the rabble, or whom I give thee power, to this place. Incite them to quick motion, for I must bestow upon the eyes of this young couple some vanity of mine art. It is my promise, and they expect it from me.
Presently,
I, with the twig.
before you can say come and go, breathe twice and cry so. With each one tripping on his toe, shall be here with moth and mow. Do you love me, master? No?
Dearly, my delicate Ariel, do not approach till thou dost hear me call. Well, I conceive. Look thou be true. Do not give dalliance too much the reins. The strongest oaths are straw to the fire in the blood. Be more abstemious, or else good night you avow.
I warrant you, the white cold escapes the ardor of my liver.
Well, now come, my Ariel. Bring a corollary rather than want a spirit up here, and pertly, no tongues, all eyes, be silent.
Ceres most bounteous, thy rich lees of wheat, rye, barley, vetches, oats, and peas, thy turfy mountains where live nibbling sheep, and flat meads thatched with stover them to keep, thy banks with piand and twilled brims, which spongy April at thy hest betrims, to make cold nymphs chaste crowns, and thy broom groves, whose shadow the dismissed bachelor loves, being last lorn, thy pole-clipped vineyard and thy sea marge, sterile and rocky hard where thou thyself dost err, the queen of the sky, whose watery arch and messenger am I, bids thee leave these, and with her sovereign grace, here on this grass plot in this very place to come and sport. Her peacocks fly amain, approach rich Ceres, them to entertain.
Hail, many-colored messenger that ne'er dost disobey the wife of Jupiter. Thy saffron wings upon my flowers diffusest honey drops, refreshing showers. And with each end of thy blue bough dost crown my bosky acres and unshrubbed down. Rich scarf to my proud earth, why hast thy queen summoned me hither to this short grass green?
A contract of true love to celebrate, and some donation freely to estate upon the blessed lovers.
Tell me, heavenly beau, if Venus and her son, as thou dost know, do now attend the queen.
Of her society be not afraid. I met her daily cutting the clouds towards Paphos, and her daughter not drawn with her. Here thought they to have done some wanton charm upon this man and maid, whose vows are that no bed bride shall be paid till Hymen's torch be lighted. Go with me now to bless this twain, that they may prosperous be and honored in their issue.
Honors, riches, marriage, blessing, long continuance and increasing. Hourly joys be still upon you. Ceres sings his blessings on you.
Earth's increase, boys in plenty, barns and garners never empty, vines and clustering bunches growing, plants with goodly burthen bowing.
Spring come to you in the farthest, at the very end of harvest. Scarcity and want shall shun you. Ceres' blessing now is on you.
This is a most majestic vision and harmoniously charming. May I be bold to think these spirits?
Spirits which by mine art I have from their confines called to enact my present fancies.
Oh, let me live here ever! Such a wondered mother and a wife makes this place paradise.
Please now silence. Iris and Ceres whisper seriously. There's something else to do. Hush and be mute, or else our spell is marred.
You nymphs called naiads of the windring brooks, with your sedged crowns and ever harmless looks, leave your crisp channels, and on this green land answer your summons. Iris does command. Come, tempered nymphs, and help to celebrate a contract of true love. Be not too late.
I had forgot the foul conspiracy of the beast Caliban and his confederates against my life. The minute of their plot is almost come. Well done, avoid no more.
There's some passion that works her strongly.
Never till this day saw her touched with anger, so distempered.
You do look, my son, in a moved sort, as if you were dismayed. Be cheerful, sir. Our revels now are ended. These are actors, as I foretold you, were all spirits, and are melted into air, thin air. And like the baseless fabric of this vision, the cloud-capped towers, the gorgeous palaces, the solemn temples, the great globe itself, yea, hope which it inherit shall dissolve. Like this insubstantial pageant faded, leave not a rat behind. We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep. But, sir, I am vexed. Bear with my weakness, my brain is troubled. Be not disturbed with my infirmity. If it please you, retire you to my cell, and there repose. A turn or two I'll walk to still my beating mind.
We wish your peace.
Come with the thought I thank thee. Ariel, come!
What would my good master declare?
Spirit, we must prepare to meet with the beast Caliban. Say again, where didst thou leave these varlets?
I told you, sir.
They were red hot with drinking. So fun of valor were they that they smote the air for breathing in their faces and beat the ground for kissing at their feet, yet always bending towards their project.
So I beat my tabor, which like unbacked colts.
They lifted up their ears, advanced their eyelids, and pricked their noses, for they smelt music.
So I charmed their ears that cat-like they my lowing followed through. Toothed briars, sharp furzers, pricking goss and thorns entered their frail shins. At last I left them.
In the filthy mantled pool beyond your cell, there dancing up to their chins, the foul lake overstunk their feet.
This was well done, my bird. Thy shape invisible retain still. The trumpery in my house, go bring it hither, for still to catch these thieves.
I go.
A devil, a born devil, on whose nature nurture can never stick, on whom my pains humanely taken, all lost, quite lost. And as with age his body uglier grows, so his mind cankers. I will plague them all, even to roaring.
Where you tread softly, the blind mole may not hear a footfall. We are now near the entrance of her cell.
Monster, your fairy, would you say, is a harmless fairy? It did little better than play the jack with us.
Oh, monster! I do smell all horse piss. I wish my nose was in great illumination.
So is mine. Do you hear, monster? If I've taken displeasure against you, look you.
Good my lord, give me thy favor still. Be patient, for the prize that I shall bring thee shall hoodwink this mischance. Therefore, speak softly.
I
as midnight gas.
lose our bottles in the pool.
There is not only disgrace and dishonor that monster, but an infinite loss.
That's more to me than my wedding, yet this is your harmless very monster.
We'll fetch out my bottle, though I be o'er ears for my labor.
I pray thee, my king, be quiet. Seest thou here, this is the mouth of her cell. No noise and enter. Do that good mischief that will make this island thine own forever. And I thy Caliban, for I thy footlicker.
Give me thy hand, I do begin to have bloody thoughts.
Oh, King, oh, Piero, worthy Stefano! Look at what a wardrobe is here for thee.
Let it alone, fool, it is but trash.
Oh, we know what belongs to our frippery.
Ranculo, put off that gown. By this hand I will have that gown.
I shall have it.
The dropsy drowned this fool. What do you mean to dote thus on such luggage? Let it alone and do the murder first, for if she awake from toe to crown, she'll fill our skin with pinches and make us strange stuff.
Be quiet, monster. Mistress Lot, is not this my jerkin? Now is the jerkin under the line. Now, jerkin, you are like to lose your hair and prove a bald jerkin.
No, we steal my line and level it for you, Grace.
Thank you for that jest. Here's a garment therein, which shall not go unrewarded while I am king of this country. Steal thy line and levels an excellent pass of paint. Here's another garment for it.
Put some line upon your fingers and away with the rest.
I will have none of it. We shall lose our time and all be turned to barnacles, or apes with foreheads villainous low.
Monster, lay to your fingers. Help us to carry this to our house and blind you, or I'll turn you right of my kingdom. Go to, carry this.
And this.
And this.
Oh, no.
Now does my project gather to a head. My charms crack not, my spirits obey, and time goes upright with this carriage. How's the day?
On the 6th hour, my lord, at which time you said our work should cease.
I did say so when first I raised the Tempest. Say, how fares the king and his followers?
In the same fashion as you gave in charge, just as you left them, in the lime grove which weather fends your cell. They cannot budge till your release. The king, his brother, and yours abide, all three distracted, and the remainder mourning over them, grim, full of sorrow and dismay. But chiefly, her you termed, ma'am, the good old Lord Gonzalo. Her tears run down her cheeks like winter's drops on eaves of reeds.
Her charm so strongly works then,
If you now beheld them, your affections would become tender.
Dost thou think so, spirit?
Mine would, sir, were I human.
And mine shall. Hast thou, which art but air, a touch, a feeling of their afflictions? And shall not myself, one of their kind, that relish all as sharply passion as they, be kindlier moved than thou art? Though with their high wrongs I am struck to the quick, yet with my nobler reason, yet as my fury do I take part. The rarer action is in virtue than in vengeance. They, being penitent, the sole drift of my purpose doth extend not a frown further. Go, release them, Ariel. My charms I'll break, their senses I'll restore, and they shall be themselves. I have bedimmed the noontide sun, called forth the mutinous winds, and twixt the green sea and the azured vault set roaring war. Graves at my command have waked their sleepers, oped, and led them forth by my so potent art. But this rough magic I here abjure. I'll break my staff, bury it certain fathoms in the earth, and deeper than did ever plummet sound, I'll drown my book. A solemn air and the best comforter to an unsettled fancy cure thy brains, useless, now boiled within thy skulls. There stand, for you are spell-stopped. Holy Gonzalo, a honorable lady, my true preserver, and a loyal lady to him you followest. I will pay thy graces home both in word and deed. Most cruelly didst thou, Alonso, use me and my daughter. Thy brother was a further in the act. Thou art pinched for it now, Sebastian. Flesh and blood, you, brother mine, that entertained ambition, expelled remorse and nature, who with Sebastian, whose inward pinches therefore are most strong, would here have killed your king. I do forgive thee, unnatural though thou art. Not one of them that yet looks on me or would know me, Ariel. Fetch the hat and rapier in my cell. Go quickly. Thou shalt ere long be free.
Where the bees of despair suck on a couch that's bound by light. Merrily, merrily will I live now, under the blossoms that hang from the bough.
Thou hast done well, my Ariel. I shall miss thee, yet thou shalt have freedom. So to the king's ship. There shalt thou find the mariners asleep under the hatches. The master and boatswain being awake, enforce them to this place, and presently I prithee.
I'll drink the air before me and return, or ere my pulse twice beat.
Torment, trouble, wonder, and amazement do inhabit here. Some heavenly power guide us out to this fearful country.
Behold, Sir King, the wronged Duke of Milan, and for more assurance that a living princess does now speak to thee, I bid thee and thy company a hearty welcome.
Mother, how be she or no? Some enchanted trifle to abuse me as late I have been, I not know. My pulse beats as of flesh and blood, and since I saw thee, the affliction of my mind amends, with which I fear a madness helped me. This must crave, and if this be at all, a most strange story. Thy dukedom I resign, and do entreat thou pardon me my wrongs. But how should Prospero be living and be here?
First, noble friend, let me embrace thine age, whose honor cannot be measured nor confined.
Whether this be or be not, I'll not swear.
You do yet taste some subtleties of the isle that will not let you believe things certain. Welcome, friends, all. But you, my brace of lords, were I so minded I here could pluck his highness's frown upon you and justify you traitors. At this time, I will tell no tales.
The devil speaks in her.
No. For you, most wicked sir, whom to call brother would even infect my mouth. I do forgive thee. Thy rank is fault, all of them, and require of thee my dukedom, which perforce I know thou must restore.
If thou beest Prospero, give us particulars of thy preservation, how thou camest here, who 3 hours since were wrecked upon this very shore, where I have lost. How sharp the point of this remembrance is. My dear son Ferdinand.
I am woe for it, sir.
Irreparable is the loss, and patience says it is past or cured.
I do not think you have sought her help, of whose soft grace for the like loss I have her sovereign aid, and rest myself content.
You the like loss?
As great to me as late, and supportable to make the dear loss. Have I means much weaker than you may call to comfort you, for I have lost a daughter.
A daughter, oh heavens, that they were living both in Naples, the king and queen there. That they were, I wish myself were mudded in that oozy bed where my son lies. When did you lose your daughter?
In this last tempest. But howsoever you have been justled from your senses, know this for certain, that I am Prospero, and that very duke which was thrust forth of Milan, and who most strangely was landed upon this island where you were wrecked to be the lady on it. But no more yet of this, for 'tis a chronicle of day by day, not a relation befitting a breakfast nor this first meeting. Welcome, friends. This cell's my court. Here have I few attendants and subjects, none abroad. Pray you, look in.
Sweet lord, you play me false.
Oh, no, my dearest love, I would not for the world.
Yes, of course, 4 kingdoms you should wrangle, and I would call it fair play.
If this prove a vision of the island, one dear son shall I twice lose?
Her most high miracle.
Though the seas threaten, they are merciful. I have cursed them without cause.
Now all the blessings of a glad father compass thee about. Arise and say how thou camest here.
Oh, wonder! How many goodly creatures are there here? How beauteous mankind is, so brave new world that has such people in it.
'Tis new to thee.
What is this maid with whom thou wast at play? Your eldest acquaintance cannot be more than 3 hours. Is she the goddess that hath severed us and brought us thus together?
Sir, she is mortal, but by a mortal providence she's mine. I chose her when I could not ask my father his advice, nor thought I had one. She is daughter to this famous Duke of Milan, of whom I have so often heard renown, and of whom I have received a second life. And second mother this lady makes her to me.
Oh, I am hers, but how strange it will be to ask my child forgiveness.
Fair sir, stop. Let us not burden ourselves with a heaviness that's gone.
I, the heavenly laughter should have spoken thus. Look down, you God, and on this couple drop the blessed crown, for it is you that have chalked forth the way which brought us hither.
I say amen, Gonzalo.
Lost Milan, thrust from Milan, that his issue should become kings of Naples. Oh, rejoice beyond common joy, and set down with gold on lasting pillars. In what voyage did Clarabelle, her husband, find the Treasonous,
Give me thy hands. Let grief and sorrow embrace his heart that doth not wish you joy.
It's so Look, sir, here's more of us. I prophesied that a gallows were on land, this fellow could not drown. Last minute swears grace overboard, hath thou no mouth on land, not an oath on shore? What's the news?
Best news is we've safely found our king and company. The next our ship, which up at 3 glasses since we gave our split, is now tight in the air and bravely rigged as when we first set out to sea.
Sir, all the service have I done. My tricksy spirit.
These are not natural events. They strengthen from strange to stranger. Say how thou camest here.
Well, if I didn't think we were awake, I would strive to tell you, but we were fast asleep. And how we know not all clapped under hatches, where but even now it's strange and several sounds of roaring, shrieking, howling, jingling chains, and all diversity of sound more terrible. Well, we were awakened straight where at liberty, where we beheld in all our trim our great, good, and gallant ship. So please you, then we were brought from opening hither.
Was it well done? Bravely, my diligence. Thou shalt ere long be free.
This is as strange a maze as e'er man trod.
Sir, do not infest your mind with beating on the strangeness of this business. At picked leisure, which shall be shortly single, I'll resolve you of every these happened accidents, which to you shall seem probable. Until when, be cheerful and think of each thing well. Come hither, spirit. Set Caliban and his companions free, untie the spell. How fares, my gracious sir? There are yet some missing of your company, some few odd lads that you remember not.
These would be brave spirits indeed.
What are these, my lord Antonio? Can't money buy them?
One of them is a plain fish and no doubt marketable.
Mark but the patches of these men might be true. This misshapen knave, his mother was a witch, and one so powerful that could control the moon, make flows and ebbs, and deal in her command without her power. These 3 have robbed me, and this demi-devil, for he's a bastard one, had plotted with them to take my life. 2 of these fellows you must know and own. This thing of darkness acknowledge mine.
I shall be pinched to death.
Is this not Stefano, my drunken butler?
Oh, he is drunk now. Where have you wine?
Trinculo is reeling right as well. Where have they found this golden liquor that hath gilded them? How camest thou in this pickle?
I have been in such a pickle since I saw you last. I fear me never out my bowl.
Oh, why, how now, Stefano?
Oh, not me. I thought Stefano, but a cramp.
You'd be king of the isle, sir.
Would have been a sore one then.
This is as strange a thing as e'er I looked on.
He is as disproportioned in his manners as in his shape. Go, Sarah, to my cell. Take with you your companions, as you look to have my pardon, trim it handsomely.
Aye, that I will, and I'll be wise hereafter and seek for grace. What a thrice double ass was I to take this drunkard for a god and worship this dull fool.
Go, away!
Hanson, bestow thy luggage where thou found it.
Or stole it, rather.
Sir, I invite your highness in your train to my poor cell, where you shall take your rest for this one night, which part of it I'll waste with such discourse as I not doubt shall make it go quick away the story of my life, and the particular accidents gone by since I came to this isle. And in the morn I'll bring you to your ship, and thence to Naples, where I hope to see the nuptial of these, our dear beloved solemnized. And thence retire me to Milan, where every third thought shall be my grave.
I long to hear the story of your life, for it must take the ear most strangely.
I'll deliver all, and promise you calm seas, auspicious gales, and sail so expeditious that shall catch your royal fleet far off. That is thy charge, my Ariel chick. And to the elements be free, and fare thou well. Please you draw near. Now my charms are all o'erthrown, and what strength I have's mine own, which is most fate now, 'tis true. I must be here confined by you, or sent to Naples, let me not, since I have my dukedom got, and pardon the deceiver dwell in this fair island by your spell. But release me from my bands, with the help of your good hands. Gentle breath of yours my sails must fill, or else my project fails, which was to please. Now I want spirits to enforce, art to enchant, and my ending is despair, unless it be relieved by prayer, which pierces so that it assaults mercy itself and please all faults. As you from crimes would pardoned be, let your indulgence set me free.